Convene the regular meeting of the Board of Education with the pledge of the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Here.
Mr. Herrera.
Here.
Mr. Hemke.
Here.
Mrs. Haupt.
Here.
Mr. Mueller. Mr. Piggy.
Here.
Mrs. Young.
Here.
Okay, before we start the regular meeting of the board, as a reminder, all members are expected to follow our approved meeting norms and board protocol. Are there any items on the agenda any members of the board would like to amend or move? Hearing none, do I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda of the regular meeting of the Board of Education on August 18th, 2025 as presented?
So moved. Second.
Okay, Member Piggy made a motion and Member Hemke seconded the motion to approve the agenda of the regular meeting of the Board of Education on August 18th, 2025 as presented. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Aye.
Mrs. Haupt.
Aye.
Mrs. Young. Mr. Herrera.
Aye. We will now have our district celebrations, and I would like to turn this portion of the meeting over to Dr. Suggs.
All right, tonight we have the really distinct honor of getting to honor our comfort dogs, and they are here with us this evening. Lutheran Church Charities has been an enormous support for our school district students and staff in times of great loss, such as the loss of a student or a staff member. The LCC Canine Comfort Dogs Division connects us with comfort dogs and their handlers as we invite them into our schools during times of grief and mourning. Often called on at last-minute notice, these dogs and handlers arrive immediately to our buildings to provide essential care and comfort to our students and staff. After every incident, staff always reflect on the key role the dogs play in our healing process. Thank you to LCC Canine Comfort Dogs for your service and support of Belvedere School District 100. Thank you so much. We have Mary and Gary Sullivan, Shadrach and Jeff Suzuki, Melissa Weiss, Sampson and Denise Anderson, Abdignago and Sherry Blazek. Thank you. Thank you for what you do. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Johnson as well, who works with LCC to coordinate these dogs as well. And Ms. Hadley's going to take a picture of all of you with the dogs.
That's where we're right.
So sweet. We can mail it. We can mail it. We got it. We'll mail.
Thank you very much.
Oh gosh, they're so cute.
Can we have the dogs walk through really quick? Everybody can
Yeah. I think that
We were hoping.
They are
all
they are
use some
comfort.
comfort. That's right.
So-
It's a good thing I brought some Scooby snacks.
She's a little bit older.
She's just so sweet. Oh, so good.
Look ahead.
Oh, Mary.
Mary. Hey, Mary. Hey, Mary.
Mary.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yay. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are hoping, we are hoping the dogs could maybe, we would love that.
We would love that, yes.
We would love it.
We need some comfort.
We need some comfort.
Yes.
Have more training than I have.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Samson, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't get Sam, we got Samson right before the church.
Oh, wow.
So imagine maybe no sugar.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of snow there. He's got things to do.
He's 7.
I was a plumber too.
Oh, look at.
I've been to-
Here in Central District Office. This is really nice. You meet everybody.
So we support this.
You turned 7 on
Yes, thank you for coming out.
He's like, I smell lots of
Kids. She just turned 9 in June. So the kids.
They do, they do.
I gotta do a little math. Okay, now, look, she wants to have you pet her on that side.
Got the best fur.
With
I know, they are, they're very sweet, they're just positioned. Golden retrievers are just a sweet breed. No, they are, aren't they?
Now, do you guys have any other breeds as well?
No, they only use golden retrievers, and he's, you know, he's real blonde, he's switching over. Yeah. Because golden retrievers.
No,
they
I have a little cat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm talking about getting a dog though.
I mean, the longest we've heard maybe like 30.
We had a lamb.
She just turned 9.
Almost as good as.
This will be the highlight of your.
Oh, it will definitely be the highlight of the meeting. There is no doubt, no doubt.
Well, I've got a good spot, I can tie them here.
Right? Let's
Don't go too far.
keep them.
Friday was her spa day.
I was gonna ask.
So as we tell her, she gets groomed,
Like a
her nails, and
But he works with her nails are nice.
and she had their school.
Oh, and you got, look at, are you
not do
just right, Mary?
Okay, Mary, with me. Okay, I'm gonna
Can you imagine going to church with little kids and they just go crazy? Oh, yeah. he
Making the
loves
rounds, I see?
it. Yeah, he's getting the hips
the
in there.
rounds.
Yeah.
Joe, yeah, you still love me, I love you too. Yes,
Do you have a dog?
he is
No,
so
I have a cat.
terrible.
I have a cat. Oh, that's okay.
Cat smells dog liquor.
Yeah, when you get home, yeah, that's for sure, yeah. So check it out. So this is Samson.
We're still.
Thank you for visiting, Mary.
He's a sweet
Oh, that was nice.
She just turned 9 in June.
Oh, okay. Those are fun.
She's got that, we call it her nice face. She started at age. Yeah, yes. Good evening, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing fine.
I
Look
know.
at rings.
Oh, so good.
Thank you for doing what you guys do. Appreciate it.
Well, you guys are allowed to leave, even though we don't want you to. You may head out. And we have one more recognition this evening, and that's for Kayla Klimick from Buildings and Grounds. Kayla has consistently shown the ability and willingness to go above and beyond in support of us in the maintenance department. Whether it is assisting in ordering parts or the tools we need or help with troubleshooting access control issues, we can always count on Kayla to come through for us. Her quick responses to any needs or questions make a huge impact on our ability to address issues within the district. Thank you, Kayla. And thank you, Kayla. Thank you, absolutely. And now it's back to you, Mr. Herrera.
All right. At this time, I would like to invite any board members who have anything or anyone they would like to highlight or give a shout out to.
I would just like to mention that we had our board retreat about 4 weeks ago, and Patrick Allen from IASB came and facilitated that night. I thought he did a really nice job of doing that, and I thought we had an excellent retreat as a group. So I want to recognize him and our fellow board members.
Yeah, and to piggyback on what Mr. Diesmeyer was saying, I'm really glad that we were able to have the board retreat, and all of us were there. All of us were there to participate, actively engaged in this session, and hopefully we'll have more to come. Because we can always learn more when we come out of these, and there's more sessions that IASB offers that can always help us to do better, be a better board member as well. So again, I was excited about the energy and the engagement from all our fellow board members there, and I think Patrick Allen did a great job facilitating us that evening. So.
I spent some time in the school district booth at the Boone County Fair, and I got to spend a lot of time with Beth Marchini from Lincoln. I spent 2 hours with her, and I walked away pretty impressed with her. She gave me a lot of things to think about. She's funny, she's smart, so she's a really good one, and she left a really big impression on me. So if we weren't talking to the people visiting us, it was me and her just going back and forth. So that was a really good time with her. And then Casey gave me a tour of Central Middle School. So I was able to walk the grounds, walk to school, and see what they're doing over there, and using what they have. I know they said that space is kind of an issue, but they're using what they have over there, and so it was really great meeting the staff and talking to her and seeing that school.
Thank you, Jermaine.
Shout out to the committee and all those involved with our new rebranding. It's good to see that out there at the fair, and the swag, and everything else, the calendars, the magnetic calendars we had that made it to the fair. We're glad everybody was able to get one when they appeared. So, but nice job. It looks great on the stationery. It looks great on the swag. It looks great even now that we're looking at it here on some of our screens as well. So, good job to everybody involved. I know there were several options, and I think everybody did a nice job getting to where we're at with that. So, yeah.
Shout out to Jeannie, right?
Janine.
Janine, sorry.
Yeah.
Janine, getting all the stuff
She worked a
in
miracle at
time
the last
for the
minute.
for the fair. Yeah.
She was in the fair booth with us, so she was in there, just like we were.
Very hot.
Thank you for being there with us. Grinding it out. Thanks, Janine.
No, she was there on Friday writing her board updates and her shout outs.
She was there with us too on Tuesday, so I guess she lived out there.
Yeah. Any other shout outs, anything you want to highlight? Okay. We will now have our board committee report, starting with the business services on August 4th. Mrs. Hauk or Mr. Hemke, do you have anything you would like to highlight or share from the business services committee minutes?
Let me see here. We had a good interaction with what's the name of the company?
Oh, Nania?
Nania, yeah. And time is kind of running out to take advantage of some of the incentives and to get on board with making solar a viable thing that will save us money. So their next step is to really come up with some proposals for how we can get on that train, and they'll bring them to the next business services meeting. So we look forward to seeing that. No real opportunities to put anything on site in the district, just due to space, but yeah, it's good. It's good to have them doing due diligence for us.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Hemke or Mrs. Hauk? Okay, seeing none. Educational Services on August 6th. Mr. DeSimile, do you have anything you want to, or would you like to highlight or share from the Educational Services Committee minutes?
We got a good update on the scorecards. Dr. Johnson took us through that, Dr. Carson. Frank told us about the updates to the handbook, and everything's in there, including the new cell phone policy. So that's all updated and ready to go. Got a really nice report on summer school, and for the first time, summer school went back to normal post-COVID, and it looks like the kids had a really good time, and it was very productive, so it was great to see.
Thank you, Mr. DeSimile. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. DeSimile or Dr. Carson or Dr. Johnson?
The other one probably was the rubrics on the trauma-informed schools. That's going to be a big one to deal with, so coming along nicely.
Yes, it's exciting. We moved up a level in a good way.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Policy and Personnel on August 14th. Mrs. Young or Mr. Piggy, do you have anything you would like to highlight or share from the Policy and Personnel Committee minutes?
I would just say we're spending some time reviewing. So every 5 years, each policy has to be reviewed to make sure if there's any changes or not. And so we've covered quite a few policies already. I think as a district, we're doing really well.
As a new board member, it gives her and I a chance to actually explore the policies and see what's there. So it's been cool going through the policies and just reviewing everything.
Does anyone have any questions for Mrs. Young or Mr. Piggy or Dr. Shuck? Okay. At this time, members of the public and employees of District 100 may make public comments. As a reminder, any person appearing before the board is expected to address the board only at the appropriate time and follow the directives of the board president to maintain order and decorum, identify oneself, limit comments to 3 minutes, conduct oneself with respect towards others, and abide by board policy 8:30, visitors to and conduct on school property. At this time, I'd like to welcome up Wendy Taylor.
Hello. So, wasn't you really need that? I was not here for the last 2 months because I was doing Starlight Theater and it happened to run the exact weeks of our school board meetings. But of course, I did watch the meetings later. Good evening, members of the board. Last fall, members of this body called our low math scores a math emergency, a math crisis, if you will. It was a sobering moment for all of us, and while that label was a blow, a feeling of being told we were failing, we didn't take it as a final judgment. We took it as a call to action, because our frustration with these scores is deeper and more personal than anyone else's. We are the ones who are in the classroom every day, and we know these scores don't reflect the potential of our students or the incredible work being done in our buildings. It is frustrating and frankly demoralizing to be scolded by community members who may not be aware of our efforts. It's even more disheartening to hear it from former board members who know we've been giving periodic reports on this very topic for years. We are not content with failure. We have been moving mountains to address this challenge. For years, we have been working to improve outcomes. Our elementary and middle school teachers have made a real push to use our current curriculum with fidelity, ensuring every student gets strong, consistent foundation. Teachers at all grade levels are implementing new strategies from programs like Building Thinking Classrooms to foster deep problem-solving skills, a paradigm shift I never thought I would make in the last few years of my career, and it is amazing. And at the high school level, we are actively reviewing the curriculum, not just to boost test scores, but to make math relevant to all students through cross-curricular courses with our CTE department. This is a constant and difficult balancing act, preparing students for standardized testing while also preparing them for life. I have spent my time as the math content leader challenging the district to put their money where their math is. And I'm proud to say they have been doing exactly that. They have supported our initiatives and given us the tools we need to succeed, and tonight you will be voting on one such program. Soon, the new state report card will be released, and with it, new guidelines. Our high schools have also made a significant shift to the ACT with little notice, I would say, which will make direct comparisons to the past difficult. But despite these challenges, I suspect you will see an increase in the percentage of students who are considered proficient. This is my last time speaking to you in the capacity as math content leader. But as a final hurrah, I accepted an invitation from the state this year to be part of the committee that made those cut scores. And what I can tell you, without divulging any specifics, is that this was not just lowering the bar, as many headlines have said. It is, at the high school level, we're, again, comparing apples and oranges. And what I can say is that the struggles facing our district are universal. We were with schools from all across the state. Educators everywhere are fighting the same battle to improve scores and find relevance for students and build community support. So I beg of you and to anyone in our community, if anyone is willing to dig into the data and throw our struggles out to the public, I urge them also to dig deeper and research what we are already doing to make improvements, instead of assuming that we are content with failure.
Thank you, Mrs. Taylor. Appreciate that. Is there anyone else that would like to address the board at this time? Okay. Next on the agenda is our consent agenda. Are there any items on the consent agenda any members of the board would like to take out for separate consideration? So this covers the personnel report.
Okay, take that.
Take the motion.
Okay, I'll make a motion to take.
Okay, so we have a motion to take out the personnel report. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Are there any other items that you would like to take out of the consent agenda for separate consideration? Okay. Member Yunk made the motion, and Member Diesemeyer made the motion to take out the personnel report for separate consideration. Any discussion? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Okay. Do I have a motion and a second to approve all consent items not requested to be pulled as presented? Those would be items number 2, 4 through 12.
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Second.
Member Yunk made a motion, and Member Hauk seconded the motion to approve all consent agenda not requested to be pulled as presented. At this time, I would like to acknowledge discussion. Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Young,
Aye.
Mrs. Hauk,
Aye.
Mr. Dieselmeyer,
Aye.
Mr. Piggy,
Aye.
Mr. Hemke,
Aye.
and Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Okay, do I have a motion and a second to approve consent agenda item number 3, personnel report as presented?
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Member Hauk made a motion and Member Hemke seconded the motion to approve consent agenda item number 3, personnel report. Discussion? Okay, roll call.
All right, Mrs. Hauk.
Aye.
Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mrs. Young.
Abstain.
Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Aye.
And Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Okay. Next on the agenda are our roll call items, and first up are 8 revisions to existing Board of Education policies. Are there any board policies any members of the board would like to take out for separate consideration? Okay. Hearing none, do I have a motion and a second to approve roll call items number 1 through 8 as presented?
Second.
Okay. Member Hauk made the motion, and Member Young seconded the motion to approve roll call items number 1 through 8, revisions to existing Board of Education policies, 2:80, board member oath and conduct, board member oath and conduct, and then 2:130, board superintendent relationship, policy 3:50, administrative personnel other than the superintendent, policy number 4:40, non-public school students, including parochial and homeschool students' part-time attendance. Policy number 7:90, release during school hours. Policy 7:140, search and seizure. Policy 7:325, student fundraising activities. And policy 8:80, gifts to the district as presented. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Hauk.
Aye.
Mrs. Young.
Aye.
Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Okay, do I have a motion and a second to approve District 100 protocols and board superintendent communications expectations as presented?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay, Member Dieselmeyer made the motion, and Member Piggy seconded the motion to approve District 100 board protocols and board superintendent communication expectations as presented. Any discussion?
These are reflective of the retreat that we had, and we reaffirmed pretty much everything that was in place. And made a couple of minor adjustments, but it was the outcome of that discussion that night, so feel very good about it.
Anyone else? Questions, comments? Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
Mrs. Hauk.
Aye.
Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mrs. Young.
Aye.
Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Motion passes. Do I have a motion and a second to appoint Joanne Armstrong as the treasurer for the Belvedere School Community Unit School District Board of Education as presented?
I move.
Second?
Okay, Member Hemke made the motion, Member Dieselmeyer seconded the motion to appoint Joanne Armstrong as the treasurer for the Belvedere Community Unit School District Board of Education as presented. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
Mrs. Hauk.
Aye.
Mrs. Young. Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Okay, do I have a motion and a second to approve the intergovernmental agreement for school resource deputy between School District 100 and Boone County Sheriff as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Member Hauk made the motion, Member Hemke seconded the motion to approve the intergovernmental agreement for school resource deputy between District 100 and Boone County Sheriff as presented. Discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Hauk.
Aye.
Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mrs. Young.
Aye.
Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
And Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Motion passes. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the intergovernmental agreement for school resource deputy between School District 100 sorry. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the intergovernment agreement for school resource officer between School District 100 and the City of Belvedere, as presented?
I move.
Second.
Okay. Member Hemke made the motion. Member Hauk seconded the motion to approve the intergovernmental agreement for school resource officer between District 100 and the City of Belvedere as presented. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mrs. Hauk.
Aye.
Mrs. Young.
Aye.
Mr. Disselmeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Okay, motion passes. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the District 100 handbook as presented?
I motion.
Second.
Second. Okay. Member Young made the motion and Member Diesemeyer seconded the motion to approve the District 100 handbook as presented. Discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Young.
Aye.
Mr. Disselmeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
Mrs. Hauk.
Aye.
Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Okay, motion passes. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the ACT practice test and teacher training as presented?
Make the motion.
Second.
Okay, Member Diesemeyer made the motion. Member Hemke seconded the motion to approve the ACT practice test and teacher training as presented. Discussion?
We talked about this in the Ed Services meeting as well. And this sounds like a really solid plan to help improve test scores. These tools give really good feedback to the students, help them understand where they, if they miss something on a practice test, where they need to study and improve. And I think everyone feels like this is going to be a good step forward.
In addition to the practice test, it has, as Mr. Meyer explained, it gives a lot of feedback to the staff where they can really analyze how the kids did. And then the training is to help provide our teachers with some deeper familiarity with the ACT. As was explained during public comment, we switched last year from SAT back to ACT. And so we just want to make sure that our teachers feel well informed and can respond to our students to help them prepare to do their best on the real test when it comes in the spring.
Okay. Any discussion, comments, questions? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Disselmeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
Mrs. Hauk.
Aye.
Mrs. Young.
Aye.
Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Okay, do I have a motion and a second to approve the youth mental health screen MOA with Marrow and West 4 as presented?
I'll make the motion.
Okay,
Second.
okay. Member Young made the motion and Member Hauk seconded the motion to approve the mental health screener MOA with Marrow and West 4 as presented. Discussion?
Dr. Johnson, do you want to highlight what this is regarding
Yes.
for anyone who wasn't perhaps able to hear about that at Ed Services?
Sounds good, yes. The state has been moving towards universal screening for mental health. So where we've been doing what we call universal screening for academics since about 2008, this is now catching up on the mental health side. And it's really looking at students who are at risk for anxiety, depression, and suicide ideation. So we connected with West 40 and they are using Marrow as a mental health screener. And what they proposed, because they have additional grant funds that they need to exhaust this year, is that we could utilize some of the screeners to some capacity at no cost. So really, this gives us the opportunity to utilize their platform and have us decide whether this is something that we want to look at other platforms, whether this one is doing what we were hoping for out of it. So this is really just the agreement with them. But we actually don't have to do it. So once we start to dive deeper with our high school teams and our counselors and all of that, and they take a look at it, if there's something that pops up that we're not feeling right about, by signing this does not mean that we have to screen the students. One thing we have done for many years is the schools participate in what's called Alyssa's Mission. It's all ninth graders. It's a week-long suicide prevention week. They do it year over year. There's a screener that they have utilized with that. And then they're able to connect students to resources, have conversations with families, parents, and so forth. The schools have communicated that after that, they really don't have a screening method, especially for students that are internalizers in that 10th, 11th, and 12th grade years, unless a student comes forward themselves, or a parent comes forward, or students exhibiting like outward behaviors. So long and short, this is a really exciting opportunity for us to explore a screener at no cost. But this came up at a time in the summer when we don't have all of our staff there. So the high school group really wants to get in and look at this in September and October. And maybe decide a population that makes sense to just do some initial trial with this and connect students to what they need. This would then come back to Ed Services if there is an interest in actually rolling this out in the future. But this allows us to play around in the platform at no cost.
Thank you.
A screener is what? A person, a software application?
It would be something that they would participate on online that would ask them questions. They already do that in different capacities. We have students providing us feedback on some of their own social emotional learning. They provide us feedback on the school environment, things along those lines. This one would be more specific and personal. It's a screener, so it really only takes a couple of minutes. Similar to what you, if you have kids and you've been in doctor's offices lately, when they ask if you've been feeling blue for an extended period of time, some of those styles of questions that we're starting to get in pediatricians' offices and things like that would be what this would ask of the students. Based off of that, then the teams at the high schools would be able to respond and connect them to some of the resources that we have, and also be able to have conversations with their families. And any parent and student as well could say, I don't want to participate in this, so there's always that option as well.
They can opt out of actually filling out the screening, or opt out after the screening has indicated they could use some.
Yeah, great
or either,
question.
or-
So they could say, even the day of, a student could be like,
Mhm.
I'm not doing this, right? At the same time afterward, if I took the screeners, there were some concerns that popped up, I could say, nope, I don't want to participate in the things that you have to offer. But usually the schools do a great job doing due diligence with that in general. Like if you notice a student that's been really down in class that typically isn't, some form of behavioral change, we have counselors, social workers, psychs, our whole student services team do a really good job checking in on kids all the time anyways. So our practices are there. This would just be the beginning steps towards screening our high school students. Our middle schools are interested in seeing what this looks like as well. But for this case, this is really just looking at an opportunity for our high schools to take a look at it.
So we're just approving basically a free pilot,
Yes.
the ability to free pilot it on a subset of our high school population.
Yes.
Okay.
How do the schools seek out the students for a program like this?
So ideally, if we're talking a few years ahead of time, a screener would be done universally, meaning with all students. In this type of case, we would probably select whether it be a grade or certain classes, just to kind of see, like in a pilot style format, you're just kind of seeing, okay, what does it look like? How many students is this? What would we respond? things along those lines. But typically in our schools, whether it be through a screener or other methods, when we find that a student's been struggling, the high school, lots of times it's a conversation with a trusted adult, usually someone from our student services team, but a lot of our teaching staff sit right down with students too as well and say, hey, I've noticed usually you're outgoing, usually your homework's in, and I haven't heard from you in like 3 days type of thing. There's channels that they work through for support. We have support for families that we can recommend. And then you all had approved the one-to-one clinical counseling. This would be some nice data to link kids to based off of what you find off of an initial screener. But this is really our first steps towards this. So if approved, I'm excited to see what our high school teams kind of uncover for this process and bring some information back.
Do they think that most of the kids are honest when they fill these surveys out?
So what tends to happen is if you're really dishonest, you end up with like a phone call or not a phone call, but a come on down to the office, let's talk through this, seemed very unlike you type of thing, and then all of a sudden they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I think sometimes a student may be nervous to answer honestly, but I do feel based off of what they have been having conversations with me about is I do find a lot of the students that are not extroverts are not coming out. You know, you have the students that sometimes are fine coming into the office and saying, I need help. Sometimes they're letting a lot of people know they need help. This one helps catch those based on the style of questions and their answers. I do feel like for their 9th grade, because they've done this in Alyssa's mission, they've done it with education and then the students take it. That's something we would have to like take a look at, like what is, mental health and anxiety and depression and all of these types of things before they engage in it, in hopes that would help them take it a little more seriously. I do feel like the high schools have communicated that 9th grade data has been pretty accurate because they participated in a week's worth of events. So as a standalone, not as certain, but I think if as a teenager, if they know what they're doing and why they're taking it, I think they would be more likely to take it seriously.
Makes sense.
There'll be some packaging around it.
Any other questions for Dr. Johnson? Comments? Thank you, Dr. Johnson, for sharing that. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Young.
Aye.
Mrs. Hauk.
Aye.
Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Okay, motion passes. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the revised scope for Phase 1 of the facilities master plan as presented?
I so move.
Second.
Okay, Member Hemke made the motion, Member Piggy seconded the motion to approve the revised scope for Phase 1 of the facilities master plan as presented. Discussion?
I would only share that the board spent an hour and a half before the beginning of this meeting directly with Nexus to go over the revised scope for Phase 1 of the facility master plan, which is really those first 3 years of projects that were initially approved by the board in October of this past year. They've been reevaluated and revised as need be, looking at additional potential costs as well as the needs of each of those sites individually. We are excited at the opportunity to start getting these projects started, bidded out and designed so that we can take next steps to really do the really critically important work that we have before us. And that work would begin with making our entrances safer and more secure. Some of the other work included in that are HVAC systems at Washington and at South, which we also know are in need of critical repair. So we are excited to begin the work on some of these projects and appreciate the partnership we've had with Nexus, who's really walked the board and the administration through these next steps.
Any other discussion?
No, I'm excited that you selected Nexus 2 to shoulder that weight, that burden of the engineering, the project management, the invoicing, the quoting, all of that. I think it was a great decision of the prior board, and I'm definitely supportive of that and their efforts.
Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
Mrs. Hauk.
Aye.
Mrs. Young. Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Okay, motion passes. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the proposed non-certified substitute pay rates as presented?
Second.
Okay, Member Young made the motion and Member Hauk seconded the motion to approve the proposed non-certified substitute pay rates as presented. Discussion? Seeing none, roll call?
Mrs. Young. Mrs. Hauk.
Aye.
Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Okay, do I have a motion and a second to approve the 2025 through 2026 administrative contract for 9-month Dean at Belvedere South Middle School as presented?
Make the motion?
I'll second.
Okay, Member Dieselmeyer made the motion and Member Young seconded the motion to approve the 2025 through 2026 administrative contract for Hayal Monte Agudo, 9-month Dean at Belvedere South Middle School as presented. Discussion? Okay, roll call please.
Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Aye.
Mrs. Young.
Aye.
Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
Mrs. Hauk.
Aye.
Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Okay, motion passes. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the purchase of 1414 North State Street, Belvedere, Illinois for $220,000 and pursuant to the other terms and conditions as set forth in the purchase agreement between the Board of Education and OM State Belvedere Realty, LLC, dated August 14th, 2025, and to further authorize the superintendent or her designee to sign any necessary forms and documents to effectuate and close the purchase thereof.
So moved.
A second.
Okay. Member Hauk made the motion. Member Hemke seconded the motion to approve the purchase of 1414 North State Street, Belvedere, Illinois for $220,000 and pursuant to the other terms and conditions as set forth in the purchase agreement between the Board of Education and OM State Belvedere Realty, LLC, dated August 14th, 2025, and to further authorize the superintendent or her designee to sign any necessary forms and documents to effectuate the and to close the purchase thereof. Discussion? Okay, roll call please.
Mrs. Hauk.
Aye.
Mr. Hemke.
Aye.
Mr. Piggy.
Aye.
Mrs. Young. Mr. Dieselmeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Herrera.
Aye. Okay. At this time, the board will have discussion on the implementation of board workshops as a structured setting for in-depth board discussions and collaborative problem solving. The purpose is to create dedicated opportunities for board members to engage in focused dialogue, review relevant information, and track data over time to inform decision-making and strategic planning.
Part of the reason we put this item on the agenda is coming out of, Mr. Diestelmeyer has made a few comments this evening about the productivity of our most recent board retreat. And at that time, the board was interested in perhaps doing some additional board workshops, very similar to what we did today, from 4 to 5:30. Perhaps doing a deeper dive into the strategic plan. Another thing that we've talked about is a deeper dive into our data. You heard Ms. Taylor talk tonight about math scores and the work being done around those. We've done a lot of work around our benchmark districts, our Illinois report card data, our summative designations, all of those different pieces, a deep dive into that data and an understanding of that might be another opportunity for a board workshop. I was hoping this evening to hear from you if you like that format, if you'd like me to set up some structure for some topics for that. Mr. Diestelmeyer and Mr. Herrera and I discussed perhaps doing, again, that 4:30 to 5:30 block before those regular board meetings to spend an hour digging into some of those topics. And again, I think we were just looking for some feedback from the rest of the board on, yes, we like those topics. We'd like some additional planning around that, or perhaps you have other topics, or perhaps you think there's really enough board meetings already. So looking for some feedback.
I think that's a great idea. I think those are good topics to start with, and the more we can learn, the better. I prefer the 4:30 start time though, yeah.
We did take that into consideration.
So noted.
Yeah, I'd come here at 4:30 every month to have some
Me too.
workshop time to explore more of our district and administrative operations. I think that's a great idea. It'd be great to create a Google spreadsheet or something that we can start putting topics and
Love that.
creating a plan around, how to bring, or when we bring them up, or when we're going to talk them through.
That sounds great.
Were there any other additional topics that you wanted? I mean, what we talked about and what Mrs. Taylor brought up today, scores, to educate ourselves in what the district is doing at this time is always great. Anything else? We heard about mental health, student mental health. Is there any deeper dives you want to look into that, to learn more? Anything else?
Maybe something with finance or budgets. I know with budget season coming up, it'd be cool to have something, just kind of a session about what to expect and what to look for. And so when Joanne starts doing numbers and acronyms at us, we have an idea of what she's talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Along those lines, we have the monthly vendor invoices that we pay each month, total up to 20 million a year or more, and be good to understand our relationship with each of those vendors and what we receive or what we pay for.
Another good one might be the bilingual program. Deeper dive there.
Yeah.
And special education.
Yeah,
Special ed,
for
yeah.
early childhood too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we could have a.
We got a calendar year.
We're all new, and so I think we, all of them.
Well, I love the idea, Mr. Hemke, of putting together a Google spreadsheet. We can absolutely do that. I will collect these, and then we can sort of mix and match them and start putting some dates to them and putting together some agendas. I think our team will be excited at the opportunity to share some of that information with the board. And we're just, I think, really excited that there's an interest in learning more about it and working together to continue to improve the work of the district. So thank you so much for that feedback.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they're all open meetings.
All open meetings, they
Yeah.
will all be open meetings. And again, I would anticipate we'd conduct them very similar to what we did this evening, just before the board meeting. Not live streamed, but so that the board really has an opportunity to engage, but anyone who wants to attend would have absolutely the
Yeah.
opportunity to do so and to learn a little bit more.
And recorded.
Yep, and it will be recorded, of course.
Awesome.
Fantastic,
Okay.
thank you.
Very good. Upcoming contracts and renewals and reports are provided for your reference. I would now like to turn the meeting over to Dr. Shug for administrative reports.
All right, we're gonna do my superintendent comments with our brand new PowerPoint, with our new brand on there. I know, it's exciting, it really is. And we have some good things to highlight, so many things happening at the start of the school year here. And one of my favorite events, and we do this in partnership with the BEA and with the Educational Excellence Foundation for Excellence in Education. We provide haircuts to our students over at Washington Academy is where they take place. Anyone can bring their kids in for back to school haircuts. It is just a fantastic partnership as well with our community. We bring in barbers and stylists, and these kiddos come in and they are so excited to have their hair cut. They are adorable. Our stylists and our barbers do an amazing job, and it just really puts them in, I think, a fantastic spot to come to school on that first day looking their best, and everybody wants to do that. I have to give a huge shout out to Pam, who does all of the coordination of that event, from getting all of the barbers and stylists to being there and really being a source of comfort throughout the day. So I really love this event. It's a fantastic one, and I encourage anybody who wants to come out there and have a great day. Come on by on Haircuts for Kids Day. We also had the fair, and thank you to all our board members who were able to come out. It was a fantastic event, and we were really excited to roll out our new brand, and we always are really excited to connect with our students and our staff and our families at the fair in a different environment. We also were able to build some of our alumni network at that event, and share the ever important back to school magnet. If you didn't get yours, don't worry, they are available at the schools. We were on a little bit of a delay here, as we already heard. I have to give a huge shout out to Janine Hadley, who coordinated so many details in terms of getting those branded products there on time, and was just ever present at that fair. So thank you so much to Janine for taking care of that.
Do you have any sunglasses? Well,
We don't have any sunglasses.
Did we go through all the sunglasses? Every pair of sunglasses.
We did. And
I got, Brian, if you don't have a pair, I have a pair of pink ones up in my office.
there you go. That's what I was
I can
looking
hook
for.
you up, I can. We had our welcome back to school staff picnic, which is another fantastic event. This one Pam coordinates, and Janine coordinated the shirts, and it was beautiful day. We were out at Sunstrand Park, a great relationship with Park and Rec. They do a fantastic job out there. It's a beautiful facility, and it was just really fantastic way to kick the school year off. So a great day, and thank you to the board members who were able to get out there too. I know the staff always appreciates seeing you out there as well. And we had our kindergarten jump starts across the district. These really help our incoming kindergartners to get acclimated, give their families an opportunity as well to get acclimated, and get ready for that really exciting first day of school that is on Thursday. Can you believe it? I cannot. I really cannot. But they're coming. And it will be fantastic, as it always is. And we have our incoming 6th and 9th graders were able to participate in our link and web programs at our high school and our middle school. Last year, we rolled out the Link Crew at our high school, which is really meant to connect our 9th grade students to their experience. This year, we're really excited to roll out Web, which takes place at our middle schools to really connect those 6th grade students. We saw increased participation in 9th grade. We saw better overall academic performance. We expect to see some of those same things with that transition program at the middle school. So excited to have that. And Dr. Carson has really been key in helping to coordinate those efforts at those sites. So really fantastic back to school opportunities. I do want to give a huge shout out to our custodial and maintenance team. I don't know if you all are aware, but we had a storm that came through, and it created a lot of challenges for our custodial and maintenance team during what is already an incredibly challenging time of the year. They were here all day Sunday, as early as 5 a.m., really working through dealing with trees that were downed, power outages, roof damages, classrooms that had water in them and didn't have power, and generators needed to be brought in, and we have such a fantastic team, and it's such a busy time of the year, and no one complained. They just stepped in and did what needed to be done so that we could have our doors open for staff today and our doors open for students on Thursday. So huge kudos to that whole team. And those are my superintendent comments, unless there are any questions. So many things happening, so many things happening. It's crazy at this time of year, but we are so excited for it. Tomorrow, by the way, will be our staff kickoff, the superintendent welcome, and the board, of course, is welcome to attend. It'll be at 7:15 for elementary and 2:15 for secondary. And that'll be a lot of fun. If you,
7:15 or 7:30?
7:30, I'm sorry, I will be there at 7:15. You don't need to be there at 7:15. I will be there at 7:15, you be there at 7:30, and 2:15 for secondary.
At the PAC?
At the PAC, yep, at BHS at the PAC, and you will get to see the debut of your central office team's really amazing performance of Ted Lasso, so buckle up. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. Jorge is featured.
Will that be emailed out for those of us?
Oh no, that is not out there for wide consumption. That's just for the people in present in person only experience. I'll let you view it maybe over my shoulder, Barbie.
It's gonna go viral.
In the best possible way. Oh my gosh, you guys. I think it's a good idea that I feel filled with regret as we're getting ready. It's gonna be great. All right.
Where should we meet you tomorrow?
Where should just come right on into the PAC, and they'll come on down towards the front. I will be introducing the board, so just come on down towards the front, and you'll see us. Nobody sits in the front, so you'll totally be able to find a seat. Except Wendy. Wendy will be up in the front. That's
I'll
right.
look for Wendy.
Wendy, make sure you screen record the show so I can see it.
It's like 10 minutes long too, so.
Wow.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Any solos at all?
Oh, there's all sorts of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You just wait. You just wait, Jermaine. It will be. We'll have to have our own Oscar awards here happening. I'm nominating Sean Winters. He has an amazing performance, and that is no lie. All right. Okay, strategic plan. The suspense. I know. A lot of lead up. I hope it delivers. All right. So, strategic plan updates. Dr. Carson, you want to start with goal 1 updates?
Sure, yeah, I definitely want to give a shout out to Dr. Vallant. She coordinated a lot of professional development this fall, but today we had all of our elementary teachers getting PD on using the new curriculum that we approved back in the spring, and so very excited to have that up and rolling now. We're also excited at the high school. The school board approved student success intervention 2 years ago, and that's gone really well. That was targeted for upperclassmen, and both schools agreed that better to catch them early, and so this year we'll have that available for our 9th graders. So there's been some transition meetings between our middle schools and high schools to identify some students who need a little extra support as they start 9th grade, and so we're excited for that to begin.
What did you say, SSI? SSI?
It's a student success intervention. So it's they get support from there's 3 staff members connected with it, and they basically work on some time management, SEL, executive functioning skills with the students, and then provide some support for them to be successful in their coursework. For the upperclassmen, it's also a chance to do some credit recovery, but our 9th graders won't have that issue starting out. We're excited, our SIOP training, we've been talking to you about that, and so we've had all of our high school staff that have been trained in that, and so we're very excited for that. For special education, there's lots of new systems in place. With Slant in the elementary, we have our our co-taught classes in social studies and science are going to be using UDL, Universal Design for Learning, which is really about how do we differentiate the instruction to meet students' needs. In the high school, they have a new IXL intervention that they're going to begin. And then there's been some training with Easter seals for our transitions. Anything you'd like to add?
I think you covered it all. I'm just looking at the professional development for Easter seals. So last year we targeted early childhood and elementary, and now moving that on to middle school and high school to really structure our essential elements and transition programs for best practice and engagement of students who have severe developmental disabilities.
Right. And our early childhood is near full. We have another screen in September. So very excited to be working in capacity with our
How many classes do we have for early childhood?
We have 14 classrooms, 7 and each, and they're both buildings have blended classrooms, meaning all of our students, including students with disabilities, are included in a general education blended setting. 14 total.
And Dr. Bauman will be doing an update on early childhood at our next ed services, so you'll get information, committee notes, but or you can join our meetings, they're fun, so. But she'll be there to report up.
Any questions on goal 1?
Goal 2, Dr. Johnson.
Sure. So very similar to goal 1, everything in that 2A column is all the professional development happening. Really excited to see that all of the professional development that is happening is for all employees across the district. So years back when we started, you start with your certified teachers, and now we've gotten to the point where we have built up the capacity to be able to expand training towards new needs, paraprofessionals, bus drivers, library clerks, you name it, they're a part of it. So a lot of that has been happening. We did meet with Four Corners Wellness, which was the approval for the one-to-one counseling at the high schools. So they are already paired up with our high schools and are connecting with students from last year that will carry over. And then the teams at the high schools are having conversations around the additional slots that are open and which students would benefit from that. And then finalizing those food classroom redesigns and also some new robotics equipment through a grant. So big things happening in the CTE world as well.
Thank you. And goal 3, we really just finished rolling out the brand. We've been pretty busy with that. And we are going to be working on next steps in terms of communication regarding the cell phone research study. We'll be sending out information to families today, or not today, in the next couple of days here as we prepare for our students to be back on Thursday. And we are also working through our communication plan recommendations overall. And goal 4.
How has the response been to the cell phone policy from both public and from the staff?
At this time, there's not been a ton of response, so we will see our students. I know, knock on wood. I mean, I think there were a lot of things that were the same in the policy. It was really confirming it in terms of those consistency pieces. I think as our students actually come back and we roll this out, I think we'll get some feedback on that. But right now, we really haven't gotten much feedback one way or the other. Certainly some people that have reached out and said, thank you so much for doing this. Some people who stopped by the booth at the fair to say, are you really doing this? But overall, I think we're sort of waiting and seeing. Not a lot of pushback. I would say more positive feedback than negative at this point.
Yeah, and I think as was mentioned last time, I think the key is going to be consistently and faithfully implemented by the teachers.
Yeah.
Consistently. I know My kids have said, oh, some teachers aren't gonna do it. I'll say, yes, they are.
I'm really hoping that by providing, the structures to make it easier to implement, that takes some of the burden off of our teachers. And I think if we implement consistently, we will see, I'm hoping, a really positive learning environment and a really positive change.
Yeah, me
I
too.
think our students, just like adults, right, feel compelled to be on those phones, but also appreciate somebody taking charge of that so that they can relax and relieve their own minds from thinking about that. So that is, I think it might take a couple weeks to get there, but I'm really hopeful it'll be a positive change and that at the end of the day, our students and our families will be happy for the change.
So good.
Good question.
Did you want to mention?
We do have here for our board as well, our cell phone pouches. So
I'm
our cell
13.
phone pouch.
It's up there.
So that we can also, as adults, model that behavior as well. It's equally challenging for adults as it is for kids.
Yours was there, and then it was not there, and then it was there.
Correct. Yes, I did have, when the power temporarily went out, I did feel like I should check the weather. But it
Okay.
is now,
Your excuse.
back. It is now back in there, and has remained there since we began the regular meeting after the
Okay.
special board meeting.
Wendy?
Thank you, Mr. Hemke, for noting. Number one, right up there. Yeah, Ms. Taylor is gonna have to put her phone in there.
What are you talking about? What's the topic?
I'm gonna hear about that, I'm sure.
Any other questions on goal 3? And goal 4?
All right, no, obviously no fill rates to report yet, but we did have our sub-orientation last Friday over at BHS from 8 to 10:30. We had 52 subs attend, which I thought was pretty good. Mr. Mandero was a big part of that, running that. We're continuing to recruit more subs. Our sub-coordinator even hung out at the fair to promote district sub opportunities. Our new teacher orientation was also last week, so it was a pretty busy week, Monday through Wednesday. And then our HR team was on site all day on Monday, which they usually are on that first day, just to be able to answer any questions, wrap up any onboarding, and that type of thing. And so staff seem to appreciate when they're on site for that. And then our first POSIP survey for family staff is going to be on August 27th. One other thing we did throughout the trainings, and Frank, I don't know if you want to speak to this or not, but we implemented Kick-Up for the first time, which is a way to track professional development hours. Any update?
We just started doing some testing with it through some smaller events and kind of growing as we kind of have gone through different trainings. But it is really nice to have everything condensed in one spot where we can actually look at the data, how it is aligned to strategic plan and certain goals. That's the target, is really to see what are we doing to meet our strategic plan too, what people are taking, and being able to kind of target those areas in the future. So the best union today had another scale up on what to do that, where they get to select different courses that they could take during the course of the time frame for their SIP day. Overall, I got really good response. They felt like that was one of the best days that they've had in a long time for learning. It was very differentiated. They felt like it was something that met their needs and wasn't something that was just a whole scale presentation. So early returns seem very positive so far.
Thanks. Okay.
Right.
And that's it.
Thank you. Any questions on goal 4? Goal 5?
Sure.
Mr. Bell?
I'll step in. Facilities, we had an hour-and-a-half meeting with Nexus earlier, so that's a lot of the work done there. The proposals have been shared for years 4 through 10. In Techland, SIS update, we've had numerous meetings and plannings for the Synergy rollout for that. Panels are in secondary schools, teachers were trained last week. And then the tentative budget is also on the agenda tonight as well, so. A lot of things happening in the facilities side.
Panels are working as expected?
Panels are working as expected.
All right.
We'll see what happens Thursday.
Does everybody know how to use the panels?
Everyone that was at the training.
We'll see what happens Thursday.
All right, any other questions for Mr. Bell? All right, we have also in reports the instructional materials annual report, which you can take a look at if you would like to do so. We just need to report that out per board policy annually, as well as the succession of authority policy is in there. We do have the 5 Essentials 2025 summary. Mr. Mandera, did you want to highlight anything from that?
Yeah, just to let everyone know, the 5 Essentials report is something of a climate and culture report that the state asked every public school to do. They do have alternatives, but we've always just stayed with the 5 Essentials report. We've been doing this very strategically over the last 4 years, making sure we met the thresholds and certain percentages that we have for reporting purposes. It involves students, parents, and also teachers, and kind of compiles the results then into what is presented in your board packets as a summary. We've had some systematic kind of improvements over the last 2 years, anywhere from about 2 to 3% across the board in a way of what is measured through the 5 Essentials. Our biggest strengths have been really the collaboration between teachers. They've reported that the instructional strategies and what they've been doing has meaning, and more things have been happening within their PLCs or PLTs that they've been able to do with assessment and also content. Another big thing that's been an improvement is safety. The perceptions of safety has improved, particularly in classroom and hallways, so that's reported as a positive. One area that is a concern that we need to look at, and I know that Cassandra has worked diligently with her goal, is family engagement, to continue to have those avenues to kind of find a better home-to-school connection of how we can do to make a connection with our families and a universal platform. And then if you, there's at the very bottom, there's a comparison chart, different things that you can kind of look at there in a way of 24 and 25. But I really like to highlight the thing that effective leaders, in which that part of it went from 51 to 54, but it's the strongest improvement in program coherence. And that's a big kudos to Barb and also Dr. Johnson and also Dr. Carson and all the work that they do for Goal 1 and Goal 2. Really trying to make sure in our strategic plan, those two things are becoming more coherent and more connected. So I think that's something to highlight through this whole report.
Thank you, Mr. Mandera. Any questions for Mr. Mandera on that?
Yeah, on the graph, what does 50 out of 100 mean?
50 out of 100 it's like a norm of where you would kind of measure yourself at a 50th percentile, like a bell-shaped curve. So where you kind of fall within the 50th percentile, that's kind of the neutral area then. So the lower, of course, you fall in the lower percentile, the higher. And so right now, where we're kind of sitting, it's right in the middle of that bell-shaped curve, if you want to look at it that way.
Compared to other school districts?
Right.
Compared to other
Yep.
school districts?
All the districts that take the 5 Essentials, all their data is compiled to that. So
Half would-
statewide, this is where we would.
Half would fall higher than us, half
Correct.
would fall lower
Yep.
than us. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Mhm.
Good question. Thank you for putting all that together, Mr. Mandera. I really appreciate it. There's information on the Illinois report card site, but it's kind of hard to sift through and make meaning out of that. So, Mr. Mandera, I think you did a really nice job of making some meaning of this for us, so I appreciate that. Thank you. And then the final item that I will just briefly highlight, in the next few months, we're going to be hearing, as Mr. Piggy mentioned, a whole lot about budget. This is your real first look at the tentative budget. Right now, it looks like, potentially a deficit budget. That is not an accurate reflection of what we expect to see moving forward. We just don't have all of the revenues in place at this point. Mrs. Armstrong is going to be working really diligently to try to put before the board a balanced budget. There are a lot of question marks right now about what some of those funding items are going to look like, and there are a lot of assumptions that we are making at this point. But we are very hopeful to present a balanced budget moving forward. It is definitely always our aim to be good stewards of the taxpayers' dollar, and I think we have done that. And I think we will continue to do that moving forward. And Mrs. Armstrong, when she is back here in the next couple months, will walk through that budget in considerably more detail with you as those numbers start to firm up. Any questions about the tentative budget? Phew. All right, good. I would pinch hit for Mrs. Armstrong, but she's going to be really very skilled at walking you through all the intricacies of that, of which there are very, very many. And that is the end of our administrative reports.
Thank you, Dr. Shug. That only leaves, do we have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Let's sketchy for a minute there.
Having so much fun.
Right. Okay. Member Peggy made a motion to adjourn, and Member Diesemeyer seconded the motion to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Okay, meeting adjourned at 7:30.